Hi, this is lesson E1 on using JASP to understand statistics. And today I'm going to do a brief video on how to calculate and look at correlation and regression coefficients and regression plots. JASP now has version 96. Same thing's going to work on version 95 if you already have version 95. If you need to go back to my first video, JASP Lesson 1 shows you how to download JASP. I would encourage you to bring it up and then click the plus button over here, go down and click on Visual Modeling to add that module up on top. We're going to be looking at a problem that looks at the relationship between age and height in children. So we're going to start by clicking on New Data, and just going to start entering the data here, and the data set starts off with just the IDs of the participants. There are 8 participants, so we put in the number 1 through 8 in column 1. In column 2, the ages are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Column 3, the height start off with 36 inches, 42 inches, 41 inches, 44 inches, 49 inches, 50 inches, 48 inches, and 58. We have all the data in. It was that quick. Click on column 1, and we're going to change the name to ID. Click someone else in the protocol, and there it shows up over here. Your column header is ID for your variable name. Click on column 2 over here, and that is age. Click someone else. It shows up over here as age. Click on column 3. Column 3 is height. Click someplace else and it shows up. And you're done. Over here in the right-hand corner is a little close variable window button for specifying your variables. We've already specified the variables as scale variables, and that is correct for a correlation and regression problem. Okay, now we go to analyses, go to regression. We're going to start off with correlation, and we're just going to put in age and height. Automatically gives you the correlation between those. Very strong correlation, getting close to perfect with 1, but not perfect. It's 0.935. And with only 8 participants, because it's such a strong correlation, it is still very significant. This is a pairwise display. The typical way that I display my correlations, and I like to see them, is in this fashion, which is in matrix mode, but for only 2 correlation, doesn't matter much. I'm going to click on Scatterplot, and there we go. There's our Scatterplot, and automatically gives you that quite nicely. Let's look at our options. No options there for the graph. We'll just go with that. So there's a nice graph. There's a scatter plot. It has a regression line going through it for prediction. But what is the regression equation? So go to regression, go to linear regression, classical. Our dependent variable is height, and our predictor variable here is called a covariate. That is going to be age. So height predicted by age, and you'll notice down here that it gives us It gives us an intercept of 29.29 and an age of 2.571. This is actually the results that we're looking for. So if I pull up this here, if I take that 2.571, I can write y hat, which is y is my height, is equal to 2.571 times x, which is age, plus 29.29. That is my intercept. I can also switch that around and write that as y hat equals 29.29 plus 2.571x. Can also narrow that down. I don't need that final one. If you want the prettiest looking graph, I would go to visual modeling, go to linear modeling, put in height as your dependent variable. Age is your predictor. You can call it your independent variable. Height is the dependent variable. And it does a very nice graph, and it also gives you your intercept and your slope right away. Also gives you the correlation of 0.93 down here. Automatically, if you go to plot controls, I like the classic view. And if you like to see the grid lines, go to black and white, and it shows you the grid lines. Now you can see how you can make predictions. For a child that was age 5, you go up to the regression line, go across, and you would be predicting about 44 inches. You can also do that by plugging that into the equation. But I don't want to be overwhelming, so that's how to get a nice scatter plot graph, slope of 2.57, intercept, the correlation, quite easily out of JASP. Thanks.